Look at him. Look at Tobin. You'd think he was defusing a bomb. But no, he's trying to buy eggs and a bag of kale. He's doing the broke Olympian Mental Gymnastics. You know the sport. If the eggs cost $6, that leaves $214 for the week. But if gas is $40 and he walks to work on Friday, which sucks because it's raining, he can afford the kale. But if he buys the kale, he can't afford the Spotify subscription he forgot to cancel. The total rings up. And here comes the moment of truth, the debit card roulette. He survives, but barely. Now, fast forward. Same store, same eggs. But something is weird. He didn't check his bank app in the parking lot. He didn't hold his breath. He just paid. Why? Because 3 weeks ago, Tobin accidentally made $5,100 in a single month. And everything is about to get really, really stupid. Welcome back to Jetset Wealthstyle. I'm Biscuits. And we need to have a serious talk about your brain on money. You see, when Tobin hit that 5K mark, he didn't get rich. His apartment still smells like old gym socks and regret. But he stopped being, let's say, cognitively impaired. Meet Broke Tobin, freelance graphic designer, grinding for 3 years, making just enough to not die, but not enough to live. When a client asks him a simple question like, "Can you start next week?" Broke Tobin's brain splits in half. He's listening to the client, but 90% of his RAM is used up running survival mode.exe. He's wondering if his car insurance auto-drafted. He's wondering if he can survive a net 30 payment term without eating cardboard. So what does he do? He agrees to a terrible deal. $7,200 for 6 months of work? Sure, because his brain is too busy hyperventilating to do basic math. He underpriced himself by $3,000 because he was desperate. Now, look at post-5K Tobin. The client asks the same question, but this time, silence, peace. All those background apps are closed. He actually hears the client. He realizes the project is a nightmare. So he says, $10,000, and I start in 2 weeks. Harvard calls this the bandwidth tax. Being broke literally drops your IQ by 13 points. That's the same as missing a whole night of sleep. When you're broke, you're not just stressed, you are statistically, temporarily, dumber. When Tobin hit that $5,000 month, he didn't get smarter. He just got his processing power back. But the real magic happened in the grocery store. For 3 years, Tobin played price tag Tetris. Now, he's buying the good coffee. Not because he's balling, but because his brain stopped treating a bag of beans like a financial death sentence. This is called a mastery experience. Before, Tobin hoped he could make money. Now, he knows he can. It's the difference between I'm trying to survive and I run a business. But of course, his brain tries to sabotage him. The goblin says, "It was a fluke, Tobin. You're a fraud. You're gonna be eating ice soup next month." Month 2, 4,200. Goblin smirks. Month 3, 5,400. Goblin looks nervous. Month 5, 5,900. Month 8. 6 months straight over 5K. The voice doesn't vanish, but the bank account receipts drown it out. Tobin isn't lucky, he's just competent. And that is terrifyingly powerful. But let's not pop the champagne yet, because what is $5,000 a month, really? In the US, that's $60K a year. Congratulations, you are now average. You have successfully achieved normal. But wait, Uncle Sam enters the chat. Self-employment tax? Yoink! Income tax? Yoink! Health insurance? Double yoink. That $5,000 is actually about $3,000 take home. So you're not buying a Lambo. But here's what you are buying. 3 months ago, this light would have caused a full-blown existential crisis. Tears in the parking lot, calling his mom, selling plasma. Now, he's just annoyed. He pays the $1,100 repair bill. And guess what? He still has rent money. He doesn't cry. He just pays. That is what 5K buys you. It doesn't buy luxury. It buys the privilege of having problems be annoying instead of catastrophic. It turns off the background alarm that's been ringing in your ears for 3 years. Tobin is out with his girl. She's stressing about the $18 Eggs Benedict. Old Tobin would have suggested splitting a muffin. New Tobin orders the pancakes and doesn't flinch. She mentions her car is acting up. Tobin asks, "How much to fix it?" Not, "How will we survive?" Just, "How much?" He's solving problems with logic, not emotion. And she looks at him like he's an alien. When you stop vibrating with anxiety, your relationships change. You stop fighting about money, which means you stop fighting about everything else. But there's a dark side. Tobin hangs out with the old crew. They're bonding over being broke, complaining about rent. Tobin stays silent. If he says, "I can afford that," he's a jerk. If he pays for them, he's Mr. Moneybags. He starts declining invites, not because he hates them, but because pretending to be broke is exhausting. You don't abandon your friends, but your reality, it just drifts away. And this is where Tobin ruins everything. Tobin has been making $5K for 6 months. He has savings. He feels safe. So his brain whispers, "Treat yourself." Month 6. He moves apartments. 200 more a month. "It has in-unit laundry," he screams. Valid. Month 7. That Honda Civic is embarrassing. He buys a 2021 used sedan. $400 payment. "It's reliable," he lies. Month 9. Gym membership, subscriptions, $7 coffees, DoorDash 3 times a week because time is money. A year later, Tobin is making $2,000 more a month than he used to, and he is exactly as broke as the day we started. Welcome to premium economy poverty. You have more legroom, but the plane is still going down. This is the $5,000 trap. You feel rich, so you spend like you're rich, which makes you broke again. You just upgraded your cage. Tobin realizes he's been an idiot, so he does something drastic. He goes back to the grocery store math. He stops the bleeding. He cancels the subs. He meal preps. He saves $500, then $4,000. And here is where the superpowers unlock. A client demands a rush job for low pay. Old Tobin would have said yes. New, saved-up Tobin types, "My rush rate is double, and I'm busy until Monday." They say yes, because clients can smell desperation like a shark smells blood. And Tobin, he doesn't smell like blood anymore. He smells like options. He realizes he can't work 80 hours a week, so he raises his rates, 75 to 150. He loses the cheap clients. Good riddance. He packages his services. He starts making 10K a month working less than before. 2 years later, Tobin has $47,000 in the bank. He's safe. But here's the secret nobody tells you. It doesn't feel like winning. It just feels normal. The finish line didn't exist. The problems just changed. But the panic? The panic is gone. If you are waiting for $5,000 to fix your soul, you're going to be disappointed. Money doesn't cure misery, it just funds it. But it does end survival mode. It lets you stop running from poverty and start running towards something. 6 months from now, you'll be in that checkout line. You're either going to swipe that card with a knot in your stomach, or you're going to swipe it without thinking. The choice isn't about how much you make. It's about whether you fall for the trap of buying a nicer cage. Don't be like month 12 Tobin. Be smart. We've got the tools to help you stop doing mental math in the bread aisle. Check out the ebooks and check out our many financial calculators and other resources in the links below. Seriously, download the calculator. It's better at math than you are, and it doesn't cry in the shower. I'm Biscuits J. Keep your money up and your stress down. See ya!